You know, it's been said that paradise isn't for everyone. But you know what? Blue Haven sounds like it just might be the perfect fit for anybody. Or is it? Stay tuned, that's coming right up here on Drew's Book Reviews. Good day, and welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Today we are going to be talking about Lisa King's book, Blue Haven. So this book was sent to me by the author for a review, and I have to say I really enjoyed it. But before we get into my review of Blue Haven, make sure you hit that like button, comment, and subscribe if you like this type of content. Also, you can check out all the links down below to my Patreon, my Discord, my Bookstagram. All that will be linked below for you to check out as well. So let's talk about Blue Haven by Lisa King. So this book was sent to me by Lisa King for a review, which I am very, very glad that she did send this. So thank you so much, Lisa, for sending me your books. I'm sure you'll be watching this review. And I absolutely loved what I would consider or describe as a psychological thriller. So just to give you a basic idea about the premise of this book is our main character, Aloe Malone. She is a 25-year-old waitress who is just struggling through life, and it's not a good life. Minimum wage worker at a crappy apartment, and she gets an opportunity to go to this absolutely luxurious resort, Blue Haven, where she could live out the rest of her life in happiness and free of all misery and turmoil and everything that is bothering her about her life, and she could just be happy for once. It seems like a dream come true, and everything seems to be going so well until she comes across this journal left by what appears to be a former resident of Blue Haven, which is, for her to be, it's very disturbing, the depression and the anxiety and the absolute anguish that is expressed within this journal that she comes across. But combined with that, she starts to have these disturbing hallucinations, and followed by a strange man. So none of that, of course, is a spoiler. It's all covered in the description of the book up front when you open up the front cover, but that is the gist of it. And essentially, she begins to wonder, what is going on here? There's something nefarious, something wrong with this resort, and it's not what it appears to be. And this is absolutely by far a psychological thriller mystery, and I absolutely love that aspect of this book. I love the way it all ties together. I love the way the characters develop throughout the whole story. And, you know, I have to say, at one point while I was reading this book, you know, I started thinking, it's like, well, how the heck did Aloe manage to be able to get into this place in the first place? Because it is exclusive. It's very, very exclusive. It's very secretive. Everything is monitored and everything is controlled, and there's virtually no contact with the outside world. She doesn't even know where it is. It's that secretive. She had to be taken away in a way that would prevent her from knowing where it is. It's that secretive and very costly. So I was also wondering at one point, how did Aloe manage to get into this? And at one point it is mentioned in passing, and I don't really want to say how, because it could potentially lead into spoilers. But my first thought on that one, I came across that part of what the explanation for how she managed to be able to pull this off and get into this ultra exclusive place. Thought, wow, that's really convenient, quick and easy explanation. And I thought that was kind of like, oh, really? Like, come on. But then as we go through the book and as we become part of the story further down the line, it all starts to make sense. It all comes together in a way that just absolutely makes sense. And what previously felt like just some kind of plot convenience actually ended up working really, really well for the story as a whole. And I absolutely loved that, how that was done, and how things changed around and how it all came together in the end. And I have to say, you know, about halfway through, I started to have my suspicions about what this place was. And my suspicions were confirmed. And again, it came down to me feeling like, oh, well, you confirm this halfway through, that kind of spoils the mystery, right? But no, the story continues to progress. It continues to tell you more about these characters, where they came from, why they're doing what they're doing, and it just keeps getting better the further you read into this book, and it just keeps making more sense. And I just love the way that was done from start to finish, every single aspect of it. Even those points where it's like, that was just too easy, or it feels like the story would be over now with this revelation, but it's not, and it just keeps going. And the book itself isn't even that big. It's just shy of 300 pages. So it's not even like it's a long book, but it is just so well done. A psychological thriller with Blue Haven. And when you really start to kind of understand who these characters are and, you know, how they're related to other particular aspects or storyline within the book or other characters in the book, it just all starts to come together, for me at least, as I was reading this. And I just love that aspect of it, and including the ending. The ending was done so well as well. I thought there's one particular scene towards the end which is just amazingly well done, and all I will say is it includes two characters who are trying to work their way through some things. And I just kind of, again, I'm trying to be vague because I don't want to spoil anything, but I absolutely love how it all wrapped up in the end. And also, in addition to that, this book really kind of leaves it as an open-ended ending. So with that open-ended ending, we're able to really wonder if there's room for expansion on that. Are we going to see more stories from the Blue Haven world that has been created? Because I love the way that was just left open, and we don't know what's going to happen going from there. This book really deals with a lot of things like how technology can have its side effects as well. Perhaps things that were unanticipated, the negative consequences of trying to do good, and it's just so well done. I absolutely loved every aspect of this read. I really enjoyed it. This was by far probably one of my favorite reads of the year. Part of it is definitely, I would consider, some science fiction aspect of it. In fact, the description on the flap cover does indicate that there is some science fiction aspect to the book. And yes, there definitely is. And one of the things that I can say that I really like about how it addresses these particular sci-fi concepts. Now, I don't want to say what they are, because in telling you what kind of science fiction technology we're talking about here may inadvertently spoil a very, very pivotal and important part of the story. But I like how it takes this concept of using technology to try to make our lives better can in fact have unintended consequences beyond what we maybe initially envisioned. But there's also always going to be a group of people who will capitalize on advancing in technology and not worry so much about the cost, the personal cost to the individuals who might actually embrace that technology. And that is something that I really love, how this book kind of questions and how it really impacts the individual characters for the technology being used in connection to Blue Haven. And I really like how that aspect was addressed within this book. I thought that was really well done. It was very subtle, admittedly. It was definitely more subtle than obvious, but the consequences that we see resulting from the use of the technology implemented as part of this storyline was just well done and well thought out and very, very subtle. And I really like that about it. And overall, yeah, just a fantastic read. And I definitely recommend Lisa King's Blue Haven. If you have not checked it out, I definitely encourage you to go and check out Blue Haven by Lisa King. Again, Lisa, thank you so much for sending me a copy of your book. I really, really enjoyed it. And I look forward to, at some point, reading another one of your books. I'm sure that I will at some point. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sending me your book. And thank you to everybody who has watched. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, join me on all the links that will be listed down below. And as always, until next time, keep on reading. Bye.